Hi, welcome to week 4. This week you will have your first test. It will cover chapters 6, 7, 8, and 9. So far in this course, we have learned about the miracle of modern economic growth in terms of saving, investment, consumption, uncertainty, and expectations. We then discussed how we measure our domestic output and national income, as well as personal consumption, gross private investment, government purchases, and net exports. This led us into Chapter 8, where we discussed economic growth and how various determinants of growth help us achieve desirable and sustainable levels of growth. This week, in Chapter 9, Chapter 9 begins with an explanation of business cycles, or the ups and downs in real output of the economy that occur over several years, what may not be immediately evident to you, but will become clear as you read this chapter, is that these alternate periods of prosperity and hard times have taken place over a long period in which the trends in real output, employment, and the standard of living have been upward. During this history, booms and busts have occurred quite irregularly. Their duration and intensity have been so varied that it is better to think of them as economic instability than regular business cycles. Two problems result from the instability of the economy. The first problem is described in the second section of this chapter. Here you will examine unemployment more closely and at how it accompanies a downturn in the level of economic activity in the economy. We'll review what we learned earlier in this course about unemployment, but more in terms of costs and the distribution of those costs. The second major problem that results from economic instability is inflation. It is examined in the third section of the chapter and also in the following two sections. Inflation is an increase in the general or average level of prices in an economy. It does not have a unique cause, as it may result from increases in demand, increases in costs, or from both sources. Regardless of its cause, inflation may impose a real hardship on different groups in our society, as you will learn in the fourth section of the chapter. Inflation arbitrarily redistributes real income and wealth in the economy. Unanticipated inflation hurts those, especially those on fixed incomes, Additionally, it hurts those who save money, those who lend money as well. If inflation is anticipated, some of its burden can be reduced, but that depends on whether a group can protect their income with cost of living or interest rate adjustments. Finally, as I mentioned slightly earlier, is the idea that inflation has redistribution effects on the real output of the economy, And this is described in the last section of the chapter. It reviews the concepts of the cost push inflation and demand pull inflation, and how they have different effects on output and employment that vary with the severity of the inflation, which can cause or result in extreme hyperinflation, such as Zimbabwe in 2007, when hyperinflation was 26,000%. Understanding the business cycle and the twin problems of unemployment and inflation are important because it will prepare you for the later chapters and the explanations of how macroeconomy works.